Hey guys, this is John Heng, and today in this video I want to talk about real quick why it's good to quit and why you should consider quitting sometimes. First, let's think about all of our hobbies as well as the things that we want to excel in and how some of those hobbies are keeping us from getting better at the ones that are important to us. Let's think about how a hobby actually grows. So let's say I get into rock climbing, and the first time I go rock climbing it's really enjoyable to me and it's really fun. And at some point, I want to keep chasing that high. I keep going to rock climbing and it's a lot of fun. At some point, rock climbing gets difficult and it becomes no longer fun. It kind of becomes a chore. And that's when you have to figure out, am I in this for the long run? Am I going to get through this wall? Or is this something that I should just give up and move on? Should I put my energy into something that will be better for my time? So today's video is inspired by a book named The Dip. And it's written by Seth Godin, and it's actually a really short book that you should definitely consider reading. In his book, he discusses something that he calls the dip, and that's when, let's go back to the rock climbing example. I've been doing this for 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and it's getting to a point where rock climbing is no longer fun, and I actually have to put in the hours to get better at rock climbing if I want to see that go anywhere. What if I wanted to become a competitive rock climber? That is a lot more work than it's going to take to just be an amateur that's doing this for fun. And that's kind of when you need to either quit and cut your losses, or in his book, that's when you need to lean in and go even harder on it. And so let's talk about the benefits of quitting. If you think about it, everyone has a finite amount of time, a finite amount of resources, and if you're spreading yourself thin, that's what's really keeping you from going all in on one or two things that are important to you. So think about it this way, the people that are rewarded most in life are usually the ones that are best at something. Usually not the fourth or the fifth best at something. If you think about it, let's say Google. Google is, I would say, the #1 search engine in the world. Facebook is the #1 social media network in the world. And you have to ask yourself, what is number 2 to those? What is the #2 social media network? Is it MySpace? I don't know what it is after that. What is the #2 search engine? Bing? People make fun of the #2 if you're Bing. And so quitting allows you to put more time and effort into becoming #1 or the top 10% or the top 5% or whatever you want to get to. But at some point, you have to realize that being a jack of all trades and a master of none really doesn't get you anywhere in life. And that's what this book has made me realize. And so the next part I want to talk about is realizing why we think about it this way, why we want to become a jack of all trades. And I guess one reason could be that when we were growing up and in school, I feel like that a better student was someone that had a B average, B's in all classes. Someone that could do moderately well in social studies, government, science, math, English. And the student that got an A+ in math but C's in everything else, that was the student that didn't make it to the next grade or didn't get into a good college because of that. School rewards the people that are good at everything, decently good at everything, but they don't reward the people that are excelling at something. And that's kind of like a huge flaw in society. Another reason why people end up being like a jack of all trades is because in society, quitting is somewhat shameful, and it's kind of scary to see what your peers think of you when you announce that you're going to try something big and then you end up quitting it. Let's say I decide I want to learn guitar. I tell my friends that, I buy a $100 guitar, and I do it for a month. And for the first week or two, it's exciting learning chords and strings and whatever. But then after a month, I realize if I really actually want to get good at guitar, I actually have to put in probably let's say 5 hours a week. And then I realize I don't have the capacity to do this. And guitar playing at this point is not enjoyable to me. And at this point is when you kind of want to quit, but you're kind of scared of what your peers will think of you. And I think that's something else we need to get over, the fear of ridicule from your peers or people that may think oh, it's horrible that he's quitting, he didn't try hard enough. That's something that we all need to get over that fear of. Alright, so that's the entire video. I know it's kind of short, and I know I was kind of all over the place, but hopefully it makes you think about quitting in a different way, and that quitting is something that you can pull into your life. Alright, that'll do it for that topic. Sorry I haven't put out a video in a while. I've been kind of busy with this other project that will come out in a video sometime later this week or next week. I'm also closing on my house this Monday, and that should be really exciting, and I have tons of videos along with that. I'm also on PTO the next month, so I have a lot more time for videos. So that should be really exciting, and I hope you guys stick with me. Until next time, this is John Heng, and peace. Thanks for watching. Cool.